Welcome back. It is Tuesday, so that means we're talking travel. CBS travel editor Peter Greenberg is joining us now. So, Peter, where are you today?
Today I'm in Fort Lauderdale, where it's slightly warmer than it is in Chicago. Nice winter weather here. But of course, I spent a tremendous amount of time in Chicago and looking forward to getting back there soon. A little bit different clothing choices by the time I get back, though.
I would say so. You're going to have to pack your parka. I hope you had a great New Year. But unfortunately, the New Year is not off to a good start in Japan. We want to start with that plane crash that happened in the early morning hours. We just had a story on pilot shortages. We've been talking a lot about the issues with air traffic controllers. So how does a plane collision like this happen?
It happens because one pilot, we don't know which pilot yet, whether it was the Japan Airlines plane or the Japan Coast Guard plane pilot that was not supposed to be on the runway during a landing. They were probably crossing a runway. That collision happened on the ground, not in the air. And what you're seeing now is really what happened after they were able to escape. You had a fully loaded Airbus A350 for the Japan Airlines plane, a much smaller Coast Guard plane with about 6 people on board. 5 of those perished. The captain of that plane did survive. But the most miraculous story about this particular crash, as you can see, a brand new A350, is that they were able to evacuate. They were able to pop the chutes, the slides, the doors, and the passengers actually listened to instructions for a change. They all left quickly. They didn't grab their carry-on bags. They just went down the slides as fast as they could. This particular picture you're seeing here is after everybody got out, and you can see the plane is total destroyed.
This is rare for something like this to happen, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, we talked about this just recently with the FAA investigating a number of near misses in this country, otherwise known as near collisions. 47 that were reported, which is a huge increase in the number that have been reported overall. But as we're talking right now, there are 40,000 planes in the sky, and nothing happened today, and nothing happened yesterday, except for what just happened this morning in Japan. Not a good way to start the new year, but there will be lessons from this, of course. And you mentioned air traffic control shortages. There may be ground traffic controller shortages. We don't know what's at work here, but there'll be a thorough investigation. But regardless of that, we have air traffic control centers in this country that are below their 85% staffing threshold. You have air traffic controllers working mandatory overtime. This is the one job that no one should ever be working overtime on, and that needs to be addressed and addressed quickly.
Absolutely. In the past month, we've also reported on at least 2 instances of children and teenagers boarding the wrong flight. So in one case, it was a 6-year-old from Philadelphia who was sent to Orlando instead of Fort Myers, where his grandmother was waiting for him. And in the other one, a teenager mistakenly boarded a flight to Puerto Rico instead of Tampa, Florida. So is this more common than we know of? And what should parents do, families do, to prevent this kind of thing or react to it if it does happen?
Well, thankfully, it doesn't happen that often, especially now when your boarding pass has to be electronically verified at the boarding process at the gate. But when it does happen, especially when you're talking about a 6-year-old, that means somebody had to take that kid to the airport. No parent should ever take their kid to the airport, assuming they're allowed to fly unaccompanied, until that parent stays at the gate, verifies the plane is actually going to where the kid's supposed to go, and stays at the airport until the plane is airborne. That's the responsible thing to do. Apparently, that wasn't done here. Or the other choice is maybe that 6-year-old kid wanted to go to Disneyland. Just a thought. Just kidding. But bottom line is, you have to be a responsible parent, and there has to be a double check at the boarding process and also when you check in for the flight, because after all, you still have to go through security. How did that kid pass all those 3 areas and still get on the wrong plane?
Absolutely. It's just a little too reminiscent of Home Alone, especially with it happening over the holidays. Thankfully, everyone is okay and got to their families and their destinations, but good tips there. In one of your first posts of the year on petergreenberg.com, you say that over-tourism is still a major issue for many places around the world. So where should folks be prepared to pay up if they want to visit, and why does that happen?
Well, maybe you shouldn't pay up. Maybe you should go during the off season. Right now, Venice has instituted a tax of about $5 for people who can't prove they have a reservation there that night. They've also announced they're banning all groups of larger than 25 people or more. But, these economic consequences are not severe, and people are still going to go. In Greece, in Athens, do you know how many people were at the Acropolis last summer in 100-degree plus weather every day? 30,000. People were just passing out. So the Greek government said they're going to solve the problem. How? They're reducing the limit to now 20,000. That's still unacceptable. You either have to spread out your travel season and go in the middle of November when nobody needs to get a suntan in Greece anyway, or restrict the number of people on a daily basis. We've heard of congestion pricing. in major cities. We should now have congestion pricing when it comes to major tourist destinations, or it's a terrible experience for everybody.
I was going to say, nobody really wants to be sweating it up and in a really packed area, especially if you're seeing something beautiful and historic. You know, you want to take it in when it's not so hot and crowded.
Listen, when the bridge of sighs becomes the bridge of thighs, it's time to leave Venice.
Oh, man. You're hitting us with the zingers this morning, Peter. I love it. So last question for you. Taxes aside, what are some of the must-see destinations that you would recommend for people to travel to this year?
Well, follow the power of the U.S. dollar. Go down to Argentina, where the dollar buys you everything. Go to Turkey, where the Turkish lira has been devalued so much that your actual cost of travel is diminished dramatically. South Africa as well, the South African rand. Those are 3 locations overseas where the dollar goes so far, and you will not be disappointed.
Oh, Peter, great tips. I think I might have to take you up on some of those options, because great ideas. Peter Greenberg, thanks so much for joining us this morning. Enjoy Florida.
And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.